Hey, we are good.
All right, John, are you ready to speak for yourself about the professor?
I think he's having technical difficulties.
Okay. We'll just assume that he gave something very moving and amazing.
That was my line.
Well, I will have to go now, but I should be back by 8.
Okay, we'll see whenever you get back. It's okay.
All right, thanks, sir. See y'all later.
See ya.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Okay. People are just giving like their thoughts about the professor and what he's done for them or how they met, whichever way you want to put it. But if there's anything that you want to share about the professor, in front of his daughter and a few of his friends, you're welcome to.
Oh, I thought I already did. Did my microphone die for that?
I never heard anything out about you guys.
I think it did die.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Was it really awesome?
It was entertaining.
If you don't want to give it again, that's fine. We could just assume that it was amazing.
Sorry, mouthful of chicken. I kind of stumble up a little bit because that's just me. A little disheveled looking, a little confused looking. When they ran me out of the village with Quouth, the professor took me in for a little while. He helped me with my stuttering problems and helped me control Quouth so he wouldn't bite anybody anymore. He still won't have me in the village, but I can't believe he's gone. Professor gone. Wander off crying.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was epic.
I think we have our comedy sidekick, yeah.
Actually, I have an entire persona for him, but yeah.
Kendra steps forward, and she looks at you and gives you like a little cute little smile, and she steps at the front. I am extremely grateful for all of you coming. He has spoken about every single one of you, and it's a great honor for you to be here and speak of my father in such kind ways. It's like she's about to say something more, but she chokes up a little bit. Her throat gets tight, and she shakes her head and walks away. Father Grimborough takes the lead again and steps to the front. And I don't know very much religious stuff, but basically he gives a very ritualistic type of presentation as they lower the casket into the ground, and the men with him start to cover it with dirt.
Can I tell what kind of religion it is?
It is.
Be a knowledge religion check.
Absolutely.
It is Pharasma.
Hey, that's my god.
No wonder it sounded familiar, right?
Absolutely.
It's the best time for you to fail your knowledge check.
Everything's been wrapped up. You can see that Kendra is starting to take some deep breaths now, and she's starting. It's almost like this whole thing is starting to give her just a tiny bit of closure. And she comes up to all of you, as long as well as the councilman, and says that it's time for it's time to get back to the manor, and we have to go over this will that my father has made. Are y'all? I'm guessing all of you going to follow her to the manor, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around to see if Gibbs is anywhere within eyesight.
As you're leaving the Restlands, you notice him kind of peeking behind a tree in the distance, watching you.
Did we secure like the casket so he can't dig it up and take it off somewhere?
It's going to be as buried as well as anything else. If you want to, you can roll a sense motive.
That's what I was doing. I was trying to find it.
Kyra, you notice that mostly he's curious about your group. He doesn't seem so much more focused on the body anymore.
So no malicious intent?
No, he seems to be eyeing your group very specifically.
I meant towards us.
Yeah, there might be something there.
Can we get the familiar to follow him? I'm concerned about leaving the casket.
Yeah, I'll pass along my concerns to the rest of the group.
The councilman happened to hear you guys talk about all of this, and he comes up and says, "Do not worry, because Gibbs knows if anything happens to that casket, he's going to be imprisoned." It doesn't mean he won't do it, but the thing is, there will be a consequence if he does.
Okay.
I guess continue on.
I agree.
All right. We now arrive at the Moore Manor. It's a large two-wing structure made of cobblestone, and it is aged. You can tell the cobblestone has been made smooth from rain, and it's a bit of a disarray. That's not right. I'm reading my own description that I made up. Some of the paneling around the windows, for instance, are a little bit crooked. There's random weeds popping out of the dry grass, and it's almost, think of a worn-down, century-old house, basically. And for some reason, they just really haven't worried about maintaining it. However, when you go inside, very nicely furnished and maintained on the inside very well. And she takes you into the sitting room and asks for all of you to take a seat. And the councilman also takes a seat next to her.
Shovel over to the seat that's furthest away from everybody. Maybe push it back a little bit.
And I will walk up and sit down.
Now, if you look in the notes section, you will see that you have a copy now of Laura Moore's will, which I'm going to read to you. The councilman comes up front, and he reads it verbatim. I, Petros Lorimore, being sound of mind, do hereby commit to this parchment a last will and testament. Let it be known that with the exception of the specific details below, I leave my home and personal belongings entire to my daughter Kendra. Use them or sell them as you see fit, my child. Yet beyond the bequeathing of my personal effects, this document must serve other needs. I have arranged for the reading of this document to be delayed until all principals can be in attendance. For I have more than mere inheritance to apportion. I have two final favors to ask. To my old friends, I hate to impose upon you all, but there are a few others who are capable of appreciating the true significance of what is about to ask. As some of you know, I have devoted many of my studies to the manner of evil, that I might know the enemy and inform those better positioned to stand against it. For knowledge of one's enemy is the surest path to victory over his plans. And so, over the course of my lifetime, I have seen fit to acquire a significant collection of valuable but dangerous tomes, any one of which, in the wrong circumstances, could have led to an awkward legal situation. While the majority of these tomes remain safe under lock and key in Lipstadt University, I fear that a few I have borrowed remain in a trunk in my Raven Grove home. While inviolable from my work in life and death, I would prefer not to burden my daughter with the darker side of my profession, or worse still, the danger of possessing these tomes herself. As such, I am entrusting my chest of tomes to you posthumously. I ask that you please deliver the collection to my colleagues at the University of Lipstadt, who will put them to good use for the betterment of the cause. Yet before you leave for Lipstadt, there is the matter of another favor. Please delay your journey 1 month. Spend that period of time here in Raven Grove to ensure that my daughter is safe and sound. She has no one to count on now that I am gone, and if you would aid her in setting things in order for whatever she desires over the course of this month, you will have my eternal gratitude. For my savings, I will also willing to give to each of you a sum of 100 platinum coins. For safekeeping, I have left these funds with Empress Diarmid, one of my most trusted friends in Lipstadt, and she has been instructed to ensure that these payment upon safe delivery of the borrowed tomes no sooner than 1 month after the date of the reading of this will. I, Pietros Lillimore, hereby sign this will in Raven Grove, with Councilman Verishian as my witness. By the way, Fashion is the first name of the councilman in front of you. The councilman stands up, straightens up his shirt a little bit, and says, I believe that's all that needs to be said. Is there any questions that any of you have?
I'm still kind of stunned with everything that he had left for us and our quest.
Yeah, he just made you out to be a liar, didn't he?
All right. Kendra looks at all of you and takes a deep breath and says, now I know some of you want to know what happened to him and why he died. And it's just an unfortunate circumstance. He's been in so many tombs. He's been around undead. He's been around liches. He's been around vampires. You name it, he's seen it. But unfortunately, he died from just horrible, just bad luck, being at the wrong place at the wrong time. What he likes to do is usually go to older places, and one of the places he likes to be alone at is the prison nearby. That's not really a prison anymore. It's more of ruins. It's been dilapidated for years, and he likes to travel over there and just walk around by himself and write in his notebooks and in his journal. And while there, part of one of the walls crumbled and landed on top of him and hit him straight on the head. And he was dead, and he was found a day later.
How horrible. Are we sure that it's an accident?
Well, I had people look into it. They couldn't find anything that looks like it was done on purpose. It just seems that he happened to be standing underneath the wall when a little bit of it gave way, and a large chunk of stone landed on top of him.
And he's never mentioned these dark magical tomes to you before?
For the most part, he keeps his word to himself. Every once in a while, he may tell a few stories, but he seems to always hold back more of the darker things of his life. She leaves for just a minute, and she comes in with a small wooden container, a chest, and she opens it up with a key that she happened to have, and inside you see some books. If anyone wants to pick any of them up, just go ahead and say so.
I do. I'd like to take a look at the books.
You see 5 books. You want to grab one randomly?
I was gonna say actually, yeah. I was gonna use one of my cantrips to detect magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna detect magic.
There does seem to be magic present, yes.
Find the one with the best glow. Pick her up.
Okay, look in your inventory.
Alrighty.
And how many books were there?
5. I'll show you a picture of the one that he just picked up.
I'm gonna pick up one as well.
I'm going to pick up the least evil one if my perception tells true.
Okay. Kyra got a hold of Petros Lorimore's journal.
Yes.
And then Kupka. You, sir, have a copy of Unverified Madness.
Oh, love it.
And there's 2 more. Kyra, you notice that in his journal, this guy has written notes about his wanderings, places he's been. There's some side scribbles. There is a lot of information, and also his thoughts dealing with evil and their powers.
Anything good on the party members that I read?
It's going to take a little while to go through it. It is actually rather thick. You're talking about about 700 to 800 pages.
I sit down and start reading.
All right, and for the last 2 books, you guys want to go ahead and leave it in the chest, or do you want to take it with you anywhere?
I'm gonna take a look at the names on the books.
Another one's called Serving Your Hunger, and the next one is The Umbral Leaves.
Ooh, serving hunger sounds delicious.
And are these books like 800 pages as well?
They vary. Uh, some of them go anywhere from 250 up to the journal is the thickest one actually. The second one is the manual of order of I can't remember what the rest of it is, but the one with that I showed a picture of. Now keep in mind you cannot open the manual. With the picture I showed you, you can't open it. There's a very sturdy lock on it.
I asked her where we would find the key.
I've never seen the key.
And there's no key in the box. And
You look through the box, and that's it.
No secret compartments or anything?
Nope.
well, do you think we should take the other two books?
She's talking about I'm already reading one of mine.
All right, Kyra, your eyes seem to be looking at something that you noticed, and you've heard of this. It looks like it's an entry about 10 years ago in the journal. It says, "The Whispering Way is more than just a cabal of necromancers. I see that now. Undeath is their fountain of youth. Uncovering their motivation does not place me at ease, so I thought it might. Their desires to be eternal simply makes them more dangerous."
So what do I know about this? Just next place to go?
Well, the Whispering Way brings back something that most of you have heard. He's called the Whispering Tyrant. Um, long, long ago, and he was killed by the human god Enderin, I think his name was. He was a evil lich that uh, just terrorized the entire area of Ustalav. But he was destroyed by the human god Adoran. I think that was like a century or two ago.
Are either of the other two books have a lock on them?
They don't know.
I'm gonna grab the Serving Your Hunger and see what it's about.
Sorry, I already grabbed that one.
Oh, I'll grab the Umbral Leaves then.
Where did that put it?
Don't we have a rogue?
You
I
did.
had one of those. He died.
Ah,
So, you have his belongings. Indra stands up, kind of brushes herself off, and takes the heel of her hand and kind of rubs a few tears away, still trying to get over everything that's happened. And says that every one of you has your own room, and you can live here, room board free. Well, you'll have all 3 meals a day, taken care of by the staff. Um, if I need any help, I will definitely let you know, and you can explore the town, get to know the people. But be forewarned, these people absolutely hate outsiders. It took me a while just for them to warm up a little bit to me. My father didn't care to get along with everyone. He specifically chose certain people he liked, either because of their intelligence or their humor, or but most people he didn't care if they liked him or not, honestly. But these people are very hard to warm up to. So they won't harm you unless they think you're some kind of evil mechanical, killer. Then maybe they may do something. But just don't be too shocked if they almost completely avoid talking to you.
Well, is there a reason why he would like us to stay here for 30 days? Is there did he think there may be danger?
He was always a very careful person. That's why he lived so long, which is why it's so awful how he died. Uh, he may just he may just be precautious right now. You have to understand that he probably has a lot of enemies because he is the most knowledgeable person probably in the whole land when it comes to understanding undead and evil.
Did the professor have a study or an office here in the house?
He does. He has a library. Yes.
Could you show it to me?
Oh, of course. Yes. You can have complete free access to it.
Thank you, my lady.
She takes you into his library, and you notice that there's leather-bound books all over the place. Um, some were handwritten by others. Some you could tell from his handwriting that was consistently. Some of these are his that he's written himself or copied, and some are scrolls. Some are even where he's gone to tombs and he's done rubbings off of tombs, things like that. Quite a bit of information in there.
Uh, do I see any keys with a quick glance?
Looking around, you don't see anything. You can look in the drawers of his desk, and there's nothing there that you can notice.
I ask if I can look at the book and inspect the book.
Which book?
The one that needs the key.
Yes, and I will hand her the book.
And I guess I could probably do like a perception check or to see how to open it.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. Oh, you already done it. Okay, I see now. Unless that was prior.
Haven't.
Okay, go ahead.
Unless I want to use appraise.
If you want to, you can find out how much the brooch on or the thing on it costs. But yeah, go ahead and do the perception. That's fine.
To see if we're even looking for a key.
Hey, you're looking for a key. You're not seeing anything. The lock itself looks like a very sturdy, not a simple lock. It would take some very good lock picking skills to get it.
And what happened to the councilman?
He said to watch for a little while, and then he's leaving right now. If you want to talk to him, that's fine.
Yes, I'm going to walk up to the councilman and say, "Excuse me, sir, but, uh, is there anything else that you can tell us about the professor?"
Well, the only thing I could think of, the way he died, we can't see anything that would seem like someone did anything or that it was done on purpose. But what was most awful was where the rock landed. Him in a bit of the front of the face, breaking his nose and jaw, and it was not a pretty sight. We went out of our way to make sure his daughter couldn't see what he looked like.
That was very kind of you, sir. Who found the body?
Well, actually, when he didn't come home that night, as he went out in the afternoon, the next morning we decided to make a search party, and a few of the farmers happened to be scanning the area and found him near the crumbling wall of the prison. And they found him in the morning, and he was laying there with a chunk of rock next to him, and he was dead.
Did anyone particularly hate the professor?
I wouldn't say anyone hated him. People were a little concerned. They knew his reputation for being interested in dark magic and so forth. Some people kind of automatically jumped to conclusions that he was maybe researching it for his own endeavors. Ever since the Whispering Tyrant, everyone's worried about undead and necromancy. It's just it can get a little overdone sometimes.
Well, that would explain the incident at the cemetery.
Yeah, you have to kind of let Gibbs go on that. He has a temper. He thinks he knows better than everyone else, but for the most part, he is looking out for the well-being of everyone.
Can I tell if he's being honest or if he's hiding something?
He seems completely honest.
Well, thank you for your time, Councilman. I'm sure we will be seeing a lot of you in the next few weeks.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting all of you. He's mentioned a few of you. And if you have any questions, just stop by my house. Don't come to the council members' chambers. Most of my colleagues probably will not let you in there, unfortunately.
May I have directions to your house, sir?
Let me check about it real quick.
That's okay. You can just mark it for later.
There it goes in your notes. It's in your notes now.
Thank you.
While all that talking was going on, I was going to start looking through the journals, see if I can find anything about the book with the lock, and maybe if he's hidden the key somewhere, or where, how to open it.
Okay. It's probably going to take some more time to do this. You're thinking it's going to take a few hours to really get through a little bit of this book because there's so much information.
Better start now.
I've been quietly reading the How to Serve Your Hunger the whole time, just happily reading away.
I'm going to tell you right now that
Microphone muted.
The books, like the Happily Hunger, all that kind of stuff, that's just stuff that you need to turn in at some point in time. The journal may hold some information, but you guys have 3 days to pass. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm assuming
Microphone activated.
I'm assuming we've traveled all day and went to a funeral, so we might want to rest for a while and start fresh in the morning.
This is very true. It is nighttime.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm gonna curl up with my evil book and go to sleep with it.
So,
Ma'am, would you show us to our rooms?
she grabs one of the staff, who is a younger woman. It looks like she's in her early 20s, and they both walk down the hallways of one of the wings, and they show you to the room. And the younger lady says that if there's anything that you need, if there's any kind of midnight snack that you wake up you're hungry, just ring the bell. You notice that there's a little string cord that's next to the door. You just pull that, and she'll come to you as quickly as she can. So, and you can retire now. If you want to get some food, you can either eat there, they'll make something, or you can go in town.
What do you guys want to do?
Mandy's away from the computer right now.
I'm sorry, is it still nighttime or is it gone to daytime yet?
Oh, it's still in the evening. It's you'd probably think about 8 o'clock maybe.
Nope. Straight to my room, sleepy time.
What furnishings are in our room? Is there a bed, a table, a chair?
Yes, you have what is equivalent to about a queen size bed, nice wood furniture. You're going to have a desk with a lamp and things you like loose paper if you want to write or make any letters. There's some basic literature, just novels if you want to read, and there's some candles next to your bed. That's about it.
Well, I'm going to shut the door, take the chair, and, block the door with it. And
Okay.
then I'm going to spend the next hour, if I'm interrupted, communing with my God.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna go ahead and let my pet sleep at the foot of my bed while I go ahead and do my thing sleeping.
Okay. So around 6:30 in the morning or so, sun starts coming up. You can see it coming through the windows. You can wake up or you can sleep in.
I'll get up and get dressed.
Okay.
Do we have a map of the house?
No. Mm.
Okay.
Sleeping.
And
All right, mate.
go ahead.
Mandy, did you go to sleep, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what are you guys doing?
I'm going to, I've gotten dressed, I'm moving the chair, and I'm going to go find breakfast.
What's with the roll?
None of your business.
Me and Quout's gonna go walking around the house. Just peeking in rooms. Don't care whose they're supposed to be.
So you notice that in the kitchen, there's a woman cooking, and she's making just a regular breakfast and putting it on the table for all of you if you want to come and eat.
Nope, still exploring the house.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to eat.
I get dressed and the smell of cooking makes my stomach rumble. I bring the journal with me and continue reading where I left off the night before.
Okay. All right. So you guys have your breakfast, and you can chat about whatever you want. What do you guys want to do next?
And we haven't seen any sign of the lady of the house. Kendra.
She eventually comes down. She seems to be taking her time.
It's okay. Somebody will be in one of these rooms one day.
Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna continue eating and
Nope. I'm roaming around the house, room to room, looking for neat stuff.
It's just a manner.
Nope. Something neat's got to be around here somewhere.
Most of the Bibles are in the library where he has, his books and journals and everything. So, and actually,
To
most
the
of his-
library.
pretty much the journal actually is in Kara's hand. But anyway, that's pretty much his journal. But anyway,
Time to rummage a desk. I'm sure there's something interesting.
you do find that he has a drawing of the restlands of the graveyard.
Any markings on it? Hold it up to the light, look for invisible ink, taste it.
Microphone muted.
Do perception. Yeah, I think it seems fine.
Take it with me. Never know. Well, if I'm in here alone again, let's do some more detect magic. Maybe we've got some more fun things hidden away.
The drawing glows.
Well, that's confusing.
When you look at the drawing, there seems to be a X, almost like glowing ink, in a very particular part of the map. And you notice it's directly east of where he was buried.
I think I'm going to run to the kitchen, because I'm assuming that's where all the ruckus is coming from at this point. Roll my way in. Hey guys, I think I found something important.
what did you find?
And I'll lay down the map and point to the little pulsy,
Microphone
glowy,
activated.
Xy thing.
Ooh, that's interesting. Wonder what it could be.
Hey, Mandy, can you try talking again? I heard you from over here, but I can hear you online.
I was just saying that I was going to look up and kind of give him this quizzical, what were you doing? How do you know? Type thing.
I will ignore.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Still ignored.
You notice that Kendra kind of perks up a little bit, and she has a curious smile on her face, and she says that her father used to write letters to her that were kind of private, that she didn't want the staff to see, with a little bit of a magic trick that he used to use. and it looked like he didn't want anyone to know that apparently that is something that he wanted to keep to himself, like that location on the drawing.
It's our first clue. I say we go investigate.
How far away is the X from where we are on the drawing?
Well, you guys are kind of on the south end of town. You're going to have to go north through town and go to the Westlands again. It's going to take you about 45 minutes. But the location of the X, like I said, is a little east from where the professor was buried. And it seems to be a structure. You're guessing some kind of crypt.
I guess gather our things and maybe start heading out there. What time of day is it right now? Is it still morning?
By now, it's getting close to about 9 o'clock. You guys are kind of meandering around a little bit, so
9 a.m. or 9 p.m.?
9 a.m.
I sure hope I didn't spend the whole day searching for things.
I could have gotten lost in a book. I have no sense of time sometimes.
All right, as you guys step outside and you're on your way, you notice these three girls skipping rope, and they're singing a song that's a little odd. Not something that you've personally heard before. And someone's really breathing into my ear.
Who is really breathing heavy here?
And as you're skipping rope, this is what you hear. The girls are singing together. Put her body on the bed. Take a knife and lop her head. Watch the blood come out the pipe. Feeds the sturge so nice and ripe. Drops of red so sparkly bright. Splatters spell her name just right. With the hammer killed his wife. Now he wants to claim her life. Trixie's father tells a lie. Listen close or you will die.
Well, that sounded really encouraging.
Excuse me, children. What's that song you're singing?
Oh, it's just some silly song that we've been singing. It was, all the older kids did it, so.
What is the meaning of this song? What's it about?
They say they don't know.
Who's Trixie?
We don't know. It's just a song.
I stick my nose back in the book, see if I can find anything about a Trixie.
So far, as much as you've read so far, you have not seen anything about that stuff. All right, so you're continuing on, I guess?
Yepers.
All right. So you, hold on just a second.
I almost wanted to do a sense motive on the little girls.
You can. I'm not going to stop you. They seem completely innocent. They're just singing a song that they probably heard other people sing and just repeating it.
Crazy kids.
Kind of like the whole ashes, ashes, we all fall down, but you don't actually know what it's really about.
The plague?
Okay, but little kids usually don't know about that. You know what I mean? It's the same situation.
My son knows about it. I've already told him what it's about.
Anyway. All right, so, All right, you make your way into the restaurants, and you start following your way up to where the X was because it's already dimmed away.
We're
As we get closer, do we see anything?
You see where I circled right there?
Yes.
That's where the X is.
And where was he buried?
If you look at it, it's like 4 squares over that little barrel spot right there. A little dug up spot.
that one.
Right. See, I have 2 maps. I have a player map and a DM map. I'm not going to show you the DM map, so sorry. All right. So you're on the outside of this crypt. What do you want to do?
Is it locked?
It is, yes.
Can the book open it?
How are you going to use the book?
The one with the lock? I don't know.
The book's not going to do anything.
Is there anybody else in the cemetery?
So the people that were there last night have come back, and they're kind of patting down the dirt to make sure it's compact, and looks like they're sprinkling some seed on it, trying to get some grass to grow, even though it's almost impossible there. Do you want to wait and come back and see if they leave?
Um, I'm gonna holler at one of the caretakers and see if he'll come over.
He seems irritated that you're bothering him, and he saunters over to you.
And I'm gonna beg his pardon for the intrusion and ask him if he knows anything about this particular crypt.
It's a family crypt. There's different, you know, different people from my family inside. I don't know what else to tell you about it. It's been there for, well, ever since the beginning of the Restlands, basically.
Do you know who the family is? Or can we see it on the tomb?
Uh, well, Kupka actually does know something else, though, on the tomb. There isn't a name on it. There may have been one at some point in time, but it's kind of rubbed off because it wasn't etched in very well. It's very old. But you notice something about the lock. It looks like some acid was used on the lock, and it actually is not fastened.
I thank the caretaker for his time and tell him he can go back to work now. And as soon as he walks away, I'm going to point it out to the rest of the party.
So what it looks like is someone took a few drops of acid, dropped it into the lock, ruining the mechanism. So all you have to do is pull it a little bit, and it pops open.
I say let's wait till the townspeople and caretakers are gone so it doesn't look like we're doing bad things.
But that sounds about right.
So they finish up working on the gravesite again, and they're both kind of glancing at you and shrugging their shoulders and saying some things, but then they start heading east out the exit. you want to enter now or no?
Just as long as they're gone and there's nobody else in sight.
Uh,
All right, do a perception.
how big is this crypt? 5 by 5, 10 by 10?
More like 40 by like 80.
Ginormous.
It looks like the area is clear of any people.
I'm going to withdraw my sword, and if no one else wants to go first, I will. And I'll open the door.
I'll make sure to real quick cast light on his sword.
I'll take my scimitar out and fall in close behind him.
And me and Qual
Okay, let me see if I can get a grid on here.
We'll take the rear.
I'm sure you will.
Hey yo. You know, maybe I can just, say the night.
Hate lining these things up. I just can't get it. Alright, anyway.
Close enough.
You tried.
Okay, I found a random one for Hazel Bomb or whatever his name is.
Hasselpalm.
There you go.
I'm the H.
Yep. Alright, you are inside the crypt. The doors in front of you are locked. There's gargoyles on both sides.
I'm going to do a religion check to see if anything looks familiar to me.
Okay. All you know is this is just a typical thing for a wealthy family to have. Oh, and apparently I was wrong. Apparently it's just one person's crypt. So it apparently was influential.
What are the things in the corner?
I'm trying to find out right now. They didn't always say.
And do we recognize the emblem on the floor?
No. I literally have no information about that.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in further into the room.
I need a token for my creature too.
I'm going to inspect the locked doors.
Here, I'll be my guy thing, and then my pet will be the H thing. Or that works.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Hello.
Okay.
I am
That's
back.
Welcome back.
Hi.
You wake up inside a crypt.
Oh shit.
And I was looking at the locked gates. I rolled a perception.
Cool. All right, guys. They actually are stone doors, and they do open. They're fine. I'm going to use the restroom again. Go ahead and get Ruben kind of caught up on what's been going on.
I'm getting a glass of water.
We found a map, and it showed us the location of this tomb. And
You're gonna have to back up a little bit. The last I remember, we were saying our last rites to the professor.
okay, we went to the house afterwards. They read the will. We've got to stay in town 30 days to make sure the professor's daughter is safe. And after that, we have to go to, I guess, a summer house and retrieve a few magical books and deliver them to the university. And at that point
Okay.
in time, he'll pay us. And after that, Hazelfum went searching the professor's library and found this map of the cemetery, and when he cast detect magic on it, this tomb was highlighted. So we
Cool.
figured it bared investigation. And there was acid poured onto the lock, so we didn't have to break in.
Okay, gotcha. So is it the same night or is it the next day?
It's the next day.
Next day.
You spent the night in your room and had breakfast.
No one took advantage of me, I'm assuming.
Maybe Hasselbaum did.
All right, cool.
Technically, I was exploring every room, no matter who happened to be in them.
Okay, so did we just enter this crypt thing?
Yeah, we sure did.
Perfect timing then.
Absolutely. And I'm going to walk over and look at one of the statues.
Okay. These are goggles. So far, there's nothing too amazing about them.
What's this little poem here in the corner? Or in the chat box?
Oh, on the way, we encountered some girls jumping rope. And this was the song that they were singing.
Oh, God.
They couldn't
That's
tell
grim.
us anything at all about it.
Jesus.
Lovely, right?
Yeah, that's grim. Even for Crow, he's pretty grim, and that's pretty grim.
All right. So you guys we want to do?
Detect magic.
Okay. No, you don't sense anything.
Yeah.
I'm
His
gonna
paper's
look
glowing
around
again.
and-
Basically, that's about it.
I'm going to look around at the
What?
group and kind of say, hey, let's go through the doors, see what's here.
Yeah, a piece of paper you have to explode again. Pretty much, you figure it out whenever you do detect magic. It triggers the glowing of the letters.
Gotcha.
Rolling a knowledge religion check to see if it's at all applicable here.
No, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I'm ready to go through the door when you all are.
All right, let's do this thing. Did we check for traps already, or what?
Nope.
All right, go on through.
The words that were told me in the beginning is, Rogue's not going to be much good for you in this campaign.
Through the door doors open easily?
If you remember, I did say perception is useful.
That's why I rolled a perception check.
Yeah, you did do that. All right, yeah, you can go ahead and open the door.
I take a step through and go down the stairs, or start headed toward the stairs.
And I'm gonna open my door and step through as well.
By the way, what class is Kyra?
She's a cleric. I'll get my
Okay.
Vegas together later.
Okay, cool.
Probably tomorrow.
As soon as you enter, there's a giant ass centipede like right in front of you.
In front of who?
Whoever's up front here.
Down the stairs?
Yes, and by the way, this place is pitch dark, so I'm assuming you guys do have some kind of light. I didn't.
I
bring
did
that
cast
up
light
earlier.
on a sword,
Yeah.
and
That's right.
You haven't
Yeah.
mentioned that. Otherwise, though. Otherwise, everyone's got bright light objects coming out their chests.
Of course.
Hey, when it's a cantrip, I'll cast it all day long. 'Cause I can. Move 10 feet, detect magic. Move 10 feet, detect magic. Move 10 feet,
Right,
detect magic.
right.
All right. Well, it's kind of rearing up and like hissing at you, making these really weird insect noises.
I'm guessing we're not going to be able to talk this thing down.
You never know.
Does anybody speak insect?
No.
What's Kellish?
I don't know.
Use when you speak to the Khaleesi.
I guess so. I just looked at my languages and it's common and Kellish. Can I talk to the centipede?
Only if its name is Cal.
You never know. I do have linguistics.
That's assuming that the insect has intelligence high enough to form actual coherent intelligent thinking.
I'm gonna give it a try.
Will, while she's talking to this thing, just a quick question. Can I charge down the stairs?
You can. I need for you to roll something though.
Right.
I can make
Is it
some like
initiative?
acrobatics or something. Hold on, just 1 second, please.